I saw another day, only to scream into the night. Nothing ever tries to change, even if I want to realize. 'Cause I've been sitting here, same old ways, taking up without the same mistake. Darling, when you go away, it won't be as simple for you.
Yo, guys, it's Old Man G here back again. Manchester United transfer news daily, where I'm going to be bringing you somewhat daily transfer news updates. Pick up your cereal, pick up your coffee, pick up your Oliver and Joe, and just basically give you guys a nice recap of what's been going on. But remember, if you're new to the channel, to like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. Follow us on Twitter. We are on Next. Smash the notification button. Play tonight's news. Guys, obviously, it was a great year. It's had a nice break. I've been doing some other stuff on my other channel, Red Marvel. So if you want to check out all this entertainment, comic, movie, game stuff, click the link in the description. But back to some football news. And like I said, I'm hopefully going to be doing this obviously with some guests as well, just giving you guys a bit of an update or a recap so that we can see where United are with transfer window. And let's just get straight into it. So obviously, as you can see to my right, you see the picture of Jadon Sancho, and we're going to talk about Sancho today. So Sancho obviously has officially signed for Manchester United. He was undergoing his medical, but we're waiting obviously for the official, the official announcement from Manchester United. I've certainly got my phone of being ready. Like, when is it going to happen? What's going on? I don't understand. So fingers crossed. Where the reports coming out are saying that it's going to be someone by the end of this week. So expect something Thursday, Friday for Manchester United to officially unveil, Jadon Sancho as a Manchester United player. Now, obviously, there's been talk about what number Jadon Sancho's to get, and according to reports, there's been some issue or debate with Cavani, because I think Jadon Sancho wants the number 7 shirt. Fair enough. And Cavani, obviously, that's his. He likes number 7 shirt as well. So, I don't know how they're going to resolve it. I would suspect out of the two, especially because Cavani's not going to be here long term, and obviously for marketing purposes, that Sancho will probably get the number 7. At least that's what I think. But I think it's one of his watch these space ones. But anyway, at the end of the day, Jadon Sancho is officially a Manchester United player, and like I said, we are just waiting for Manchester United to make the official. It shouldn't be much longer. We anticipate it will be by the end of the week. Again, according to reports, I think specifically from the Athletic. So we should be stay tuned. It shouldn't be much longer for Manchester United to announce this Jadon Sancho announcement. Right. So moving on, obviously, one of the other players that Manchester United have been linked with is obviously Raphael Varane. Raphael Varane, I think, is currently the big story coming out of Manchester United right now. Is he staying? Is he going? What's going on? There you go. And I think Fabrizio Romano gave quite a good update yesterday, essentially saying that Manchester United now, that personal terms of Raphael Varane have always not been a problem, and so he has agreed personal terms with Manchester United. That's okay, that's fine. The thing, obviously, is the Madrid fee, and that's really where this is at. Really, is can Manchester United agree a fee with Real Madrid, and that's the news. To the progress is that Manchester United are now in talks with Real Madrid over Raphael Varane, trying to negotiate this fee. And so when Real Madrid basically come out with the fee, United obviously will make a bid for Raphael Varane. Now, I expect that Real Madrid won't make anything more than I think anywhere between 50 to 60 million euros, which is equivalent to probably about 40 to 50 euros. That's what I'd expect. I don't think that that they'll go over that. I certainly don't think. I think Manchester United obviously naturally want to get the cheapest possible deal because that's Manchester United. Case in point, the Jadon Sancho situation. So I would suspect that Manchester United would be. I suspect Manchester don't really want to pay any more than £40 million for Varane, which probably works the equivalent of about 50 million euros. So I think that's probably what they want, and I think Madrid probably want 55, 60 million euros as a comparison. Now, whether Manchester United can do that or not remains to be seen. And ideally, I mean, to be honest, if we're any other big club, we would just pay the thing right now. That's literally what we would do. We just pay the thing, get it over and done with, and leave it at that. But for some reason, we always have to barter. But the positive, I think, when it comes to Varane, I think, is that there doesn't seem to be really any other competition for Varane right now. It looks like Manchester United are pretty much the only ones that are interested, especially after Sergio Ramos obviously has been announced as a defender for PSG. That none of the big clubs like Chelsea or City, etc., seem to be interested, and they obviously have recently had the defensive purchases. So, for all intents and purposes, United are the only runners, and when United tend to be the only club interested in a player, they tend to get that player. So I think watch this space for Raphael Varane. We'll see what happens, but yeah, that's the latest update on that front. Moving swiftly on, Kieran Trippier. Now, United obviously have been Kieran Trippier has said in the past quite a few times that he would like to come back to England to prove himself in the Premier League, and Manchester United would definitely be a club for that. It seems that Atletico Madrid are still obviously got a hard on their 30 million. I think it's 30 million either euro or pound equivalent for Kieran Trippier. They're not going to budge on that. They want him. And that's fair enough, considering that I think he went on a free from Spurs not that long ago. Or if he did, it was, or at worst, it was maybe a 50 million fee. It wasn't that much. So whatever happens, Atletico Madrid, if they saw him, would sell him at that price. Manchester United aren't prepared to budge on that. I think they'd rather have him for 20 million. Whether that's euro or pound equivalent, which makes sense considering how much Atletico got him, but also given the COVID market as well. Like I said, they're not budging really. Obviously, my opinion, this is coming from Athletic. Kieran Trippier is desperate to come back to Manchester United. I think his wife is even searching for homes in Manchester. And for me, he'd definitely be very good competition. So I could see me close my eyes. It'd definitely be good competition for Wan-Bissaka, to push Wan-Bissaka a lot. Absolutely. I just think it's the board. And shout out to Rasmus in the comments, man. Hope you're doing well. I'm going to be doing these morning daily, so stay tuned. I definitely think that he would be a benefit, an asset to Manchester United going forward, and especially competition with Wan-Bissaka. Obviously, is whatever you say about Trippier, his delivery is definitely better. And I think that, if we're now going to create more an attack on that right hand side with Trippier and Sancho, certainly looks a lot more. And then you've got obviously Luke Shaw, possibly Pogba or Martial on that thing, and then Solly in our wings look a lot better and a lot more creative down that side. So that is certainly something that I think they should look into. Whether United will group it or not remains to be seen. But for me, I know everyone has hyped about Sancho, and that's fair enough. But I think that United really need to go out and get, we need to sign it. If we're going to have a good transfer, we need to sign at least get Varane in the bag, and then get another midfielder. I presume a CDM, basically a central defensive midfielder. That's what we need. And then if you add Trippier onto that as commentary Wamsaka's bonus, then if we get all those 4 signings, you know, it can be at Camavinga, Varane, Sancho, and Trippier. That's been a good transfer window, and I can go into this with a bit more confidence. But our work is not done yet. Trippier, unless United drops its demands, no way. Yeah, exactly. You know, Aleppo aren't going to drop its demand, but I mean, the demand is 30 million euro, which is about 22 pounds sterling, which United have. So these are the things. 40 million for a 31-year-old. I don't think it was 40 million. I think let's actually it was 30 million. I think 30 million for 30 in euro would be equivalent to 20. But the thing is, Rasmus. The thing is, and I'll move on to the last segment. Is that part of the problem is the fact that we actually have that money, but a lot of that money is actually going into players' wages. You know, signing new contracts for 40 million is his release clause. Oh, okay. So that must be. So then, if that's the case, it's the equivalent of 32. I thought Atleti said they're willing to sell him for 30. I think. But fair enough. But even if that's the case, you know, because I would be probably 30 million sterling. We still have. I guess what I'm saying is that we have the money, but the issue is that, and one of the big issues now is we have too many players at the club we're giving new contracts to. You know, if you took out Juan Mata, Phil Jones, you know, even people that we need to move on loan, like Daniel James, Dallo, Pereira, etc., all these players on United wage bill, you get that money fairly easily. We just have too many players at Manchester United that need to be moved on and that want excessively high wages, and that's making it difficult to sign players and do deals like that. That's one of the big problems. Right. Last but not least, Camavinga to United stores. So obviously last week, I think there was a lot of buzz and a lot of hype with Manchester United's link towards Camavinga, because quite frankly, Manchester United need another midfielder. And I know he's not a specialist CDM as people say, but at the end of the day, he does do he can play in that position. He's no more CDM than Fred and McTominay are, to be honest. That's the truth. So I mean, you know, if you're telling me that next summer in a double pivot we're going from Fred and McTominay to say Camavinga and Van der Beek, you know, I mean, you know, I'm hyped, and they can't do any worse than Fred and McTominay, because, you know, two of them at least are ballers anyway, you know, so can pass better, because that's my issue with Fred and McTominay, that the distribution isn't great, but Fred is a good tackler. Rasmus, yeah, wages are always a problem. We have the 4 or 5 wage bill and more football and the 4% team. Exactly, this is the problem. So we need to trim that, and we can't trim that if our board keeps on giving players new contracts. But according to the Athletic, and well, actually specifically Fabrizio Romano, basically saying that United are not in any particular rush to go for Camavinga. You know, so he's obviously going to be a free agent from next year, and Camavinga himself is also weighing up his options, because at the end of the day, he's not signed a new contract. He can basically go for free at the end of next season, you know, and in which case, obviously, there'll be many suitors. PSG obviously have been one of the suitors that have been interested in Camavinga. By the way, guys, like the vid if you're watching. It really, really goes a long way. Shout out to Adam Talk Sports. He said, I would be at school, I says, when will Sancho announce them? Be probably by the end of this week. And this week, Adam, that's when you think, probably by the end of this week. But yeah, so I just think that basically that United, obviously, clearly United are interested in Camavinga, but there's no particular rush to go and get him. Seems to be the situation I'm going to, which is a bit of a shame, because I would love Camavinga at Manchester United. And I also think that even though I don't think I'd like it to happen, at the end of the day, if Pogba is to leave this summer, and we haven't got any recent updates on that, because it's either going to be leave, well, basically there's only going to be 3 options. He's either going to leave this summer for money, or he's going to basically wind out his contract down, or United will somehow convince him to sign a new contract, like PSG are trying to do with Mbappe. That's basically it. And it's going to be absolutely wild where you're going to have likes of Mbappe and Pogba all going to final year contracts and no one signing anything. Absolutely wild. Well, I trust and according to United wants to get coming done because they're aware of how it will be from the transition moving forward. Yeah, I trust him as well, and I think that's what I said. I just saw, I think in the last update, which I think was yesterday, that United are showing the interest, but they're not in a particular rush. At least that's what I told. And the player himself, but specifically the player himself, isn't in a particular rush because of the options that he basically has. So, but United definitely have a strong interest in Camavinga. Whether or not, like I said, they actively go out and pursue him remains to be seen because, well, the interest is there. Unlike, say, with Varane, there certainly have not been talks, let alone any negotiations regarding Camavinga. It just seems to just be interest. Whereas with Varane, it's clearly right. The talks are beginning. Things are popping off. We'll see how things go. That's pretty much most of my updates, guys. Adam Talks says Varane is looking very good at the moment. He is. I think if Varane, Maguire had a very good tournament. I'm not gonna lie, had a solid tournament. So him with a Varane, you don't know. I don't think Varane had as good as a tournament, but we'll see what happens. Remember to like the vid, guys. Goes a long way. Mush Jungle. Do you trust Ollie with these players? We'll see. I don't think I should. I personally, I'm oddly indifferent, and I personally believe that he shouldn't be given a new contract until we see what happens this year. But I've always said you should give him the players. You should give him the players and see what happens. That's why I have less empathy for Lampard, because Lampard was essentially bought a new squad. We've been trying to get certain key areas fixed for years. Sancho should have come last year, didn't. Bruno should have come the year before, didn't. So if we can actually get our proper squad, get a proper centre back, Maguire, because our centre backs always get injured. Get a CDM, get possibly a right back for to combat Wan-Bissaka. But mostly, to be honest, the two things that I can fully judge Solskjaer are going to be another centre back and a CDM. When he has those, then we can sort things out. So, but I just think a lot of United managers, they've often had their hands tied behind their back, and it's not been particularly fair. Erasmus, I think the thing about not being in a rush is that Rennes don't want to lose him free, so we're trying to win approaches. They're most likely going to drop their demand and further things down. That is true. And I think that's why this transfer is going to be it's going to be very, very interesting, because we know United, especially if you go by last summer, that we did. I mean, we signed Tellez and obviously Cavani on the free, as well as Diallo and Palestri, all I think announced within a matter of 2 weeks. So you're right. I wouldn't be surprised if we were to go with Camavinga or push for it. It wouldn't be. The only thing I'd say about United is that United only seem to really do great when they're the only team in for players. Bruno, Sancho, the like. Even Varane, no one else is really interested in the player. Whereas Camavinga clearly has interest from a lot of other players, a lot of other clubs, especially PSG. And if he'd like to stay in France, and there's a very good chance he'd like to, I'm sure PSG will definitely be the ones that will be coming sniffing. And that's obviously comes. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. If we're obviously on Twitch, so follow us on Twitch as well. Links in the description. Check out my second channel, Red Marvel. We'll do comic, anime, entertainment reviews, and all the works. So please click that link in the description. It will go a long way. I'm going to be doing this obviously daily. It's going to be 8 a.m. BST, although it'll be slightly different next week because I'm on shift. So stay tuned for more daily transfer news updates. Have a nice day, everyone, and cheers.